Hello and good day to everyone tuning in to our forum discussion today. My name is Beverly Iwiwin and I'm thrilled to be here with such amazing panel. We have some brilliant minds with us today and I can't wait to dive into today's topic with them. Joining us are Professor Associate Dr. Sharifa Arina, Dr. Nur Alice Amani, Dr. Muhammad Shazik Iqbal, and Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing. Welcome everyone. To kick things off, let's have a brief introduction from each of you. Professor Arina, would you like to start?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Beverly. Hi and Assalamualaikum to our moderator, Ms. Beverly, to my fellow panelists, and also to the listener of our forum. First of all, I would like to say that it is an honor for me to be here for the discussion today. I am Professor Associate Dr. Sharifa Arina, and this is going to be my 10th years of teaching a guidance and counseling course at UKM Bandung under the Faculty of Education. I am very excited to share with you guys my opinion regarding the topic that we will discuss in today's forum. Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for inviting me. I am Dr. Nur Elis Amani from Psychology program under Faculty of Human Science and Behavioral, University of Malaya.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Muhammad Shazik Iqbal bin Zarudin. I am a senior lecturer from School of Human Resources Development, Psychology, Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, University Technology Malaysia, UTM.
Good day, everyone. I'm so honored to be here. First, let me introduce myself. I am Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing, Curriculum and Instructions under Physical Education's University of Malaya.
Thank you for those wonderful introduction, Professor Arina, Dr. Alice, Dr. Shazid, and Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing. Now, let's dive into our topic for today, preserving public exams, upholding standards and accountability in education. Do you know that in Singapore, exams have long been seen as essential for assessing students' learning and maintaining high educational standards? The Singapore Examination and Assessment Board (SEAB) plays a crucial role in this, ensuring rigorous testing standards across schools. However, recent reform introduced by Minister of Education Ong Ye Kung in 2018 aimed to reduce the emphasis on exams and grades in primary and secondary schools. These changes include eliminating exams for primary 1 and 2 students and phasing out mid-year exam for certain other levels. We can see that report books no longer state the class and level ranking of a student, and marks for each subject are now rounded and presented without decimal points. This leads us to question whether public examinations have lost their significance in education. Well, personally, I believe public exams still hold significant value. Professor Arina, could you share your thoughts on the role public examinations serve in education?
Yes, and thank you, Ms. Beverly. Before I go deep to the question, I would like to ask, does anybody know what's the difference between examination and test?
Sure. Tests are usually shorter and more frequent, while exams are longer and often cover more material.
Thank you for answering, Ms. Beverly. So basically, a test is a method of assessing a person's knowledge in only a specific area, which usually takes shorter in duration, while exam term refers to a more formal and comprehensive assessment with a longer duration, just like Ms. Beverly said just now. So back to the real question. What role do public examinations serve in education? I believe that public examination is a good way of assessing students' level and ability. So one of the ways the exam will assess students' level and ability that I want to emphasize is its consistent and uniform way to measure students' learning. As we all know, Exams provide standardization. The objective of standardization is to set a baseline for comparison. This means that all students are evaluated based on the same criteria, regardless of where they are from or which school they attend. This uniformity ensures that the assessment is fair and unbiased, allowing for an objective comparison of students' performance across different regions and demographics. It becomes easier to evaluate and score individuals when they are measured against a common standard. This way, it can help for tracking students' progress over time. To support my argument, I offer a statement from a study by Lisa Tunnell in Standardized Tests, the benefits and impacts of implementing standardized tests, which is a child standardized exam test scores could help teachers to decide how to address knowledge gaps in a particular subject. In conclusion, the consistency and uniformity of public examinations make a highly effective tool for assessing students' learning. They ensure fairness, reliability, and accountability while also providing essential data for continuous improvement in education. The second point that I would like to highlight is that public exams are a very effective way to demonstrate students' progress. Let me explain why this is the case. Public examinations provide a clear benchmark for progress. They set defined standards and learning objectives that students must achieve. By periodically testing students against these standards, we can objectively measure their progress over time. This helps to identify whether students have mastered the necessary knowledge and skills at various stages of their education. To put it simply, public examination has the ability to highlight students' individual strengths and weaknesses. Teachers or lecturers like us can determine where a student is capable and where they need to improve by looking at exam results. To support this argument, there's a statement from the Thomas B. Fordham Education Advance, which stated that examinations provide concrete data that can be analyzed to track students' progress. This data can be used to identify areas where students excel and areas needing improvement, allowing for targeted instructional interventions. My last point is to identify weaknesses and correct them. Let me emphasize this point by saying public exams provide detailed feedback on students' performance. The structured and standardized nature of these exams mean that they cover a broad range of topics and skills within a subject. When students receive their exam results, they can see exactly which area they did well and which areas they struggle with. The specificity is crucial for identifying weaknesses in their understanding or skills. Teachers can use the results to develop personalized learning each student's specific needs. For example, if a student consistently struggles with a certain types of math problems, the teacher can provide additional practice and instruction in those areas. This focused approach helps students to improve in the areas where they need it the most. To support this, I would like to offer an article from John Hattie from Visible Learning stated that examination can greatly help students develop the skills they need to be successful learners, such as the ability to monitor their own learning, set goals, and take corrective action. So I believe I have given my point and answered Miss Beverly's question, and I hope that my sharings will give you all the idea of why public exams are a good way of assessing students' level and ability. That is all from me. Thank you.
That's an excellent point. I completely agree with your points, Professor Arina, about the role of public examination in education. They really do play they really do play a crucial role in keeping things fair and square for all students. Standardized tests, as much as they stress us out sometimes, are super important because they give everyone a level playing field. It's like no matter where you are from or which school you go to, you are judged by the same yardstick. That makes it easier to see how well we are doing compared to others and to track our progress over time. Plus, getting that feedback on where we rock it and where we need to buckle down, it's like having a GPS for our learning journey, right? I think that's key because it helps teacher figure out how best help us grow. So thank you so much, Professor Arina.
You're welcome.
Moving on to Dr. Ellis, could you share how do public examination influence students' motivations and sense of purpose in education?
Thank you to our lovely moderator. Before I answer the question, I would like to give some point of view based on what our Professor Arina uh, tells us before. So I agree with Professor Arina's point, which is that public examination is a good way of assessing students' level and ability. As we know, public exams have been standardized for all students. Therefore, we can evaluate students' IQ based on their exams result and help them to improve where they lack at. Isn't it right, Professor Arina?
Yes, I completely agree with you, Doctor.
Thank you. So, now back to our moderator's question. Today, I will explain to you guys about the pivotal role that public exams play in providing motivation and purpose in education for students. I will explain three main aspects related to public exams that help students to have a certain mindset and goal for their future. These include rewards and recognition, accountability and pressure, and a sense of accomplishment. Firstly, let's talk about rewards and recognition. Public exams often come with significant rewards such as scholarships, certificates, and admission to prestigious institutions. These rewards are not just mere tokens. They are powerful incentives that drive students to engage deeply in the academic activities. Consider the findings of a study by Greer and Morley in 2009. Their research revealed that providing scholarships based on exam performance led to higher test score and increased school attendance. This evidence highlights a crucial point, which is when students are aware that their hard work can lead to substantial rewards, such as financial aid for further education or entry into top-tier institutions, they are more likely to invest time and effort into their studies. This intrinsic motivation is essential into fostering a culture of academic excellence and perseverance among students. Moreover, these rewards provide students with concrete goals to strive for, transforming their educational journey into a series of attainable milestones. The promise of recognition through awards and certificates serves as a constant reminder of what they can achieve, propelling them to reach higher level of academic performance. The second point is accountability and pressure. Public exams introduce a sense of accountability as students know that their performance will be evaluated and recorded. This external pressure can drive students to study harder and perform better. So so there are research from the National Bureau of Economic Research that support this notion, indicating that standardized testing increase student effort and performance, especially when the stakes are high. When students are aware that their exam results can impact their future opportunities, they are more likely to take their studies seriously. This heightened sense of responsibility encourages them to develop effective study habits, manage their time efficiently, and engage more deeply with the curriculum. Furthermore, this pressure to perform well helps prepare students for real-world challenge where accountability and performance are critical. It teaches them how to handle stress, prioritize tasks, and work towards achieving long-term goals. By instilling these skills early on, public exams contribute to the development of well-rounded, resilient individuals who are better equipped to navigate the demands of higher education and professional lives. Lastly, let's consider the sense of accomplishment. Successfully passing public exams provides students with a profound sense of achievement. This feeling of success can significantly enhance their overall self-esteem and encourage a positive attitude towards learning. Bandura's concept of self-efficacy, discussed in 1997, sheds light on this phenomenon. Experiencing success in challenging tasks, such as exams, strengthens students' belief in their own ability. This enhanced self-efficacy translates into greater confidence in tackling future academic challenges. When students overcome the rigors of public exams, they gain a sense of mastery and competence that fuels their motivation to continue striving for excellence. Moreover, the sense of accomplishment extends beyond academics. It fosters a growth mindset where students learn to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. This mindset is crucial for lifelong learning and personal development. As students build their confidence through repeated success, they become more resilient, adaptable, and willing to take on new challenges both in and out of the classroom. In conclusion, public exams play a vital role in providing motivation and purpose in education for students. By understanding and appreciating all of these aspects, we can better support our students in their academic journeys. I hope that answered the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alice. I completely agree with you. Your points truly resonate with me, especially as I reflect on my own journey as a student. Like many, I have experienced the high and lows of exam seasons firsthand. The pressure was palpable, but so was the sense of accomplishment when overcoming those challenges. Hearing your insights reaffirms the significant role public exam play in motivating students and providing a sense of purpose in their educational pursuit. The rewards, recognition, and accountability you highlighted are indeed crucial elements that drive student success. Now, Dr. Shazik, as a senior lecturer, you have undoubtedly seen the benefits of public examination and the impact they have on students. So, could you share your perspective on how public examination prepares students for real life challenges?
Thank you very much, Miss Beverly, for the question. But before I start answering the question given, I would like to ask everyone in this forum, how do you feel just right after you finish the SPM examination? Maybe Miss Beverly can share her experience.
Well, personally, when I finish the exams, I feel relief and like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
I am very sure that it will be a mixed feeling where some will feel happy and relieved because all their burden, blood, sweat, and tears are now over, or some group of students might feel sad because they just ended their high school life and now entering adulthood. Now, as a newbie that just entered adulthood with no any experience, the only preparation that teenagers or high school leavers have is the public examination. And because of that, I strongly emphasize that public exams are the preparation for real life challenges. Now, let me point out my very first point of this topic, which is public exam trains students to have adaptive thinking and problem solving. As we all know, the education system in Malaysia keep evolving, starting from the changes of examination of Form 3 students from EMR to PT3. And now they are introducing a new syllabus from KBSM to KSSM. I would love to give you an example. During early COVID-19, back in 2020, the Ministry of Education made a very strong movement where they introduced a new format for stream entrance for Form 4 students. And as a result, almost 11,000 students scored straight A's during 2023 SPM. Evolving exam format from time to time can train students to be more flexible and creative when faced with challenges. To support my argument, I offer a statement from Swati Jain, an expert from Central Board of Secondary Education India. According to her, evolving exam patterns that focus on application-based questions can challenge students to think critically and solve real-world problems. This can be applied when we get promoted to a new position and need to learn a whole new job scope in our workplace. The future generation will not be facing any challenges in adapting new things as they have been trained since high school through public examinations. Moving forward to my second point that I would like to emphasize today, I personally think that public exam can help students enhance their time management skills. Strict time limits imposed in public exam to complete the task given is the mirror of real world where we need to manage our time wisely, especially in the working environment. When students have limited time to complete an exam, they learn to prioritize tasks and focus more on what's essential. These skills translate to better efficiency in other areas of life as well. Time constraint force students to make a quick decision. They learn to evaluate options and choose the most effective approach. And to support this point, I would like to provide a study by Tentapol, Goldayer, Fletcher, Rowell, Lautner, and also Worth in 2022. They found that the students that experience time constraint during exam and professional tests must manage their time wisely in order for them to succeed in their career. This ability is valuable in various contexts, such as problem solving, project management, and also in daily life. This shows like an early train for students to familiarize themselves with the working environment in the future, where they need to complete the task given according to the suggested time frame by the employer. In professional settings, deadlines are common, so learning to manage time during exam prepares students for similar challenges in their careers. And I believe that every single panelist here must experience the same, isn't it?
Yes.
And everyone must be agree that experience made us more mature. And my very last point for this round that I would like to emphasize is that public examination can develop communication and presentation skills. As everyone knows, some exams include an oral component such as presentation. So by this artful means, it stimulates a reality world where individuals must communicate persuasively, answering questions, and also defend their viewpoints. As for the presentation skills, public exam require students to present their knowledge and also idea to an audience. This experience boosts confidence and also self-esteem. I personally think that repeated exam encourage students to connect with their listeners and also help them a lot. And to support my point of view, I would like to point out a study by Stuttenberg in 2023 where he found that an oral exam helps students to develop authentic communication skills that related to the disciplines for their working field. These skills are valuable not only academically, but also in professional settings where effective communication is essential. I think that's all from me. Back to you, Miss Beverly.
Thank you, Dr. Shazik. I agree with your insights. Your points about public exams preparing us for real life challenges really hit home. Finishing exams like SPM brings a mix of emotions. It's like closing one chapter and starting another. I totally agree with how exams that keep evolving teach us how to adapt and think on our feet, just like we'll need to in our careers. Time management during exams, where you've got to prioritize and stay efficient, totally translate to the workplace. And don't get me started with communication skills. Those oral exams definitely help us get comfortable talking about our ideas, which is so key in any job. Well, overall, public exams are more than just tests. They are like a crash course in adulting and work life. Now, Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing, how does public exam data contribute to educational research?
We are of one mind, Dr. Muhammad Sajid. Before that, thank you to Miss Beverly and a very good day to all panelists and audience. Let's begin with a quick brainstorm. Miss Beverly, can you share some initial thoughts on why public exam data is a valuable resource?
Absolutely, Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing. Well, public exam data offers a wealth of insights into students' learning outcomes across a large population. This allows researchers to identify trends, patterns, and potential areas for improvement in the education system.
Thanks for answering. That's helpful. Without further ado, from my perspective, what secrets lie within student performance on public exams? Educational researchers hold the key, unlocking a well of information about student learning and educational practice. Let's begin with my first point, enhancing academics development. Spotting a struggle with algebra, a clever teacher used data to pinpoint the exact problem areas. This data detective work led to a complete curriculum makeover with fun activities, real life applications, and cool visual. Imagine students building bridge out of two peaks to understand ratios or creating their own fashion lines to grasp percentage. Engaging activities like this, informed by data, can turn a confusing subject into a thrilling adventure. Moving on to the second point, monitoring student progress. Imagine a science teacher with a secret weapon, educational data. This data lets them see exactly how each student is doing, like a superhero with an X-ray vision for learning. By checking quiz and assignments like mini missions, the teacher can spot students who might be stuck on a tricky science concept. Just like a video game with extra life, the teacher can give those students some extra help, like one-on-one tutoring or special practice problems. This data superpower keeps everyone on track. The teacher can adjust their lessons to fit the class needs, making sure no student gets left behind. Another awesome benefit of educational data, it personalized learning for each student. This time, it helps teachers unlock each student's learning style. By checking each student's reading data, the teacher can see who is a bookworm and who needs a little extra help. Think superhero training. Advanced readers get challenging adventures, while those needing a boost receive special supports like one-on-one coaching or fun reading games. This individualized approach keeps everyone excited about learning. Students learn at their own pace, building confidence and strong reading skills. It's like a garden where every flower gets the sunshine it needs to bloom. All in all, educational researchers prep the court on student learning with the help of public exam data, a powerful tool that unlock a brighter future for educations. I trust. My explanation addressed Miss Beverly's questions on how the public exam data contribute to educational research. Thank you.
Thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing, for that awesome talk. I totally agree with your points, especially about using data to make learning more fun and effective. Well, transforming algebra lesson into hands-on project like building toothpick bridges is genius. It really helps students grasp complex concepts. I remember struggling with algebra myself, and I think this approach would have made a world of difference for me. Your point on tracking students' progress is also spot on. With educational data, teachers can see exactly where students struggles and offer targeted help, much like a video game providing extra life. That. Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing mentioned just now. This ensures no one falls behind. It's like having a personalized roadmap for every student, which is fantastic. Personalized learning is another game changer. By understanding each learning style, teachers can tailor lesson to meet individual needs, much like nurturing different plants in a garden. This boosts both confidence and skills. I have seen how personalized attention can transform a student's attitude towards learning. Overall, you have shown how educational data can truly enhance student learning. Thanks for sharing your insight with us, Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing. I am on the same page with all of you. I'm deeply appreciative of the insightful discussion we have had about the pivotal role of public examination in our education system. And I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed panelists, Professor Arina, Dr. Alice, Dr. Shazik, and Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing for your valuable contribution. Today, we have explored how public examination not only uphold educational standards, but also motivates students to achieve their best. Dr. Shazik highlighted how this exam prepares students for real-world challenges, while Dr. Alice emphasized the motivational and purposeful role exams play in education. This discussion makes it clear that public examinations are integral to our educational framework. As we conclude, I urge everyone here to take the insights gained from this forum and advocate for the importance of public examination. Whether you are an educator, policymaker, or parent, your voice matters. Let's work together to ensure that these exams continue to serve our students well. Let's translate today's discussion into action, engage with educational leaders, participate in policy dialogues, and support initiatives that enhance and preserve the integrity of public examination. Together, we can ensure a robust and effective educational system for future generations. Once again, thank you, Professor Arina, Dr. Alice, Dr. Shazik, and Associate Professor Dr. Tan Xiaojing for your participation. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. I look forward to our continued collaboration in supporting the future education. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.